Hey, you guys, it's Life of Nikki Lee podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well and living your fullest every day. So, on tonight's podcast, we're going to talk about bedpan bastards. That's right, bedpan bastards. Well, Nikki Lee, what exactly is that? Who are you talking about? I'm talking about the guys who spend their whole lives playing the field. They, keep women in rotation, all the things, right? And then when they start getting older and they start getting sick, money starts drying up. Here they are looking for young piece of tail, whatever the case may be, or somebody who they feel like will take care of them. Yes, bedpan bastards. The ones that want to go and find a good woman when their shit doesn't work anymore. That's who we're talking about tonight. Let's get into it. So I was watching Lovely T earlier today, and, she was basically talking about, what's that guy's name? The commentator, Stephen A. Smith. Oh, God, I don't like that guy. He's so annoying. Anyway, Stephen A. Smith, some other guy on a podcast, and basically they were talking about, don't date the prettier women. The prettier women are just about the money. Don't go for the 9s and 10s, go for the 5s and the 6s, And I just remember sitting there thinking to myself, you guys are so full of shit. Here you are at your old grown age, and here you are sitting here talking about, it's not about the looks, you gotta be with somebody who wants to be with you, and she has to like you more than you like her. It was just so annoying. I was so flustered listening to that conversation because I'm like, people, at the end of the day, please stop conforming to this bullcrap of society, of who you should date and telling you how you should date. Because really and truly, if these bastards got it right, don't you think they'd be happily married and settled in by now? But what happens? You get these guys who want to play the field their whole life. They treat women like shit. And that's not excluding women that do the same thing to men, because you do have good brothers out here. But tonight we're talking about the men. All right. They play the field. They keep women in rotation. They want to do all the things of the things, right? Until their thing isn't working anymore, until their money is dried up. And then before you know it, it's like, oh, I got to get the good girl. Well, sir, why wasn't that good girl good enough for you the first time? And see, that's just letting you know that you should never conform to what society thinks you should do as far as dating or how you should date. You should never give in to those pressures, because a lot of people who take this same advice or who live by these standards, they are miserable in real time, in real life. They are absolutely freaking miserable. They want to do everything for the look. Everything is just for, oh, I got it like this. I have that, and they're just doing it to please other people. They're not really even being true to themselves. Now, don't get me wrong. You are allowed to have a preference. You are allowed to, say, hey, I like my women to look like this. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. You should want a woman who takes care of herself and looks good. But you also need to understand, with those looks, you got to have some substance to that, sweetheart. You have to have the lady who is loving, kind, nurturing. Is this someone I can build an empire with? Is this someone I can spend the rest of my life with? Now, if that's your mindset and that's where you want to be, if you're going to go out there and get that woman, that's the standard that she should meet, because anybody can be eye candy. Trust me, there are enough surgery places open for all of that. Anybody can be eye candy, but where's the substance of that person? Where is the emotional intelligence within that person? Is this someone that you can go to on your last leg? Is this someone that you can be held by on your worst and most dark days? Is this someone who's going to protect you in every way that you need to be looked after emotionally, intimately, all the things? And a lot of people, when you're scrolling through social media and you're just looking at some tits and a big butt, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about, oh, I can get with her tonight, this, and that. And everybody wants to sleep with everybody. It is so disgusting. And that's another thing, you guys. Y'all, y'all cannot be out here just sleeping with people. Okay. And that's another thing that happens to these men. They go out here, they sleep with all these women, and then they get older, they get sick, ran through. And it's just like, you're looking for a modest woman now who to, basically take care of you, to be your nurse. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ladies, do not play yourself like that. Okay? Do not play yourself like that. Because if you weren't good enough for him before, do not let him spin the block to try to come back and get you. He didn't want to, commit the first time. He wanted, and that's some of the worst possible scenarios you could be in, to deal with somebody who thinks they have time to play with you. Someone who thinks that they have time to constantly screw over you. And they just think because it's them that they'll just be able to come in and out your life how they please. Absolutely not. Ladies, we are not doing this at all. Say no to the bedpan bastard. Say no to any guy that carries that type of behavior, young or old. Baby, we are growing, we are healing, we are loving ourselves. We are not rehab centers for fucked up people who chose not to heal. You understand? And everybody out here listening to this podcast, please understand, this is not a man bashing train, none of the things. But what I'm saying is, we have to look at the bigger picture here. Why do relationships go so wrong? I'm not saying the fault lies solely with the men, because you have a lot of messed up, toxic women out there too. But like I said, tonight we are discussing the men, because the men are the leaders. They are the head honcho. They are supposed to set the standard. Okay, so when we look at men, we're supposed to look at them as leadership. And when you don't have the right person in place to set the foundation the right way, best believe everything else is going to fall to shit. And that's just how it is. That's just how it goes. And it is not fair to get involved with somebody and then to constantly have to pay for something that you did not do. You're constantly having to make up and overcompensate because you chose to be in a relationship with somebody that did not heal correctly, who does not want to take accountability, who is not emotionally responsible nor intelligent. We deserve better than that, ladies. You are enough, regardless. And furthermore, let me just say this whole, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Shut the hell up with that. Okay? Stop giving yourself a number. It is so degrading. By all means, take care of yourself. Look good always. But stop putting yourself at a number. You are so much more than that. Because at the end of the day, whether how good your body looks or how pretty your face is, you could be crazy as hell with a lot of problems. So it's not just the aesthetics, people. It is the maturity. It is the emotional intelligence. It is the longevity of how you stand in a relationship that matters. Now, I'm going to say this and I'm going to get on off of here, but I'm just going to say it like this. Guys, you are seeing more and more in real time what happens to guys who pick quantity over quality. You see it. You see it in the media. Y'all saw what happened to Shannon Sharp. Okay? You know, Cat Williams, Monique, they tried to warn him. They tried to tell him what he needed. But he was so, amped up and trying to keep up with those young girls and that aesthetic. And now look at him, out of millions. Generational wealth that could have been given to his family, gone to some little white girl. Make it make sense. Anyway, you guys let me know how you feel about relationships overall, and why do you think it is people take so long to finally want to commit? Leave your comments down below. This is Nikki Lee signing out, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.